Hello and good afternoon everybody, and welcome back once again for another video of DIY investing. The Xrp bottom is in, and everything is about to start exploding very soon. We have a number of these different cryptocurrencies that are just popping off across the board. I am personally very bullish. I've never been so bullish in my entire life moving forward with crypto. I've really started to actually push this overall bullish bias on you guys because I want the word to get out there just how much I think that the cryptocurrencies are about to go up. And I think that it's going to happen very soon. XRP has been one of my favorite altcoins for the last few months, and since 2017, it's been one of the best performing cryptocurrencies since it's been around, since about 2013. And I think it has one of the best use cases for taking all of this new institutional money that's about to be flooding into the market. This is one of the few coins that you can actually count on when it comes to cryptocurrency, where a lot of the other coins won't give you nearly a % return as XRP will. XRP will give you a high % return, and it will also be one of the most consistent performing cryptos in the next cycle. It's really important that we know exactly what's happening right now because the markets are so close to exploding and going into this new bull market, and it's very important that we have our trading plans open and ready to profit the entire way up. With all that being said, if you guys are new and just finding this channel, make sure you do myself a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel. Make sure you click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates like the one provided for you here. Remember guys, I also offer a video course and signals. Now the video course is 20 educational videos that teach you guys all of the same strategies I personally use to profit every single day. These are a mix between short-term, mid-term, and long-term investment and trading opportunities and strategies. This is one of the best things for you guys that are just getting into crypto that want to actually learn and educate yourself on how to actually profit consistently. On top of that, I also offer signals, so if you guys want to copy my own personal trading plan and you would like portfolio management done by me, you just want to be able to copy all of my short, midterm, and long-term trades that I'm taking, make sure you guys join by clicking the invitation link in the description of this video, and there you're going to get access to my Discord server. All you have to do is message me on Discord. You guys can also get a hold of me through email and a number of different social media links that are all found in the description of this video. So make sure you guys get access to me through there. With all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing XRP video today. Alright guys, now here we are taking a look at XRP. There's a few things that I wanted to go over today. Now we're going to start with kind of what we know. We're going to go with what the market's giving us, and then we're going to apply all of those to exactly what we can expect the market to kind of happen over the next couple months. You guys have been following me for a while. I've been very adamant about keeping you updated with all of what's going on inside of XRP. There's so many people out there, especially those within inside of the XRP community, that are really just here to generate a bunch of hype. They're really just here to increase their own personal exposure, and they really just want to get the most influence for themselves. And so they'll show you guys really high price targets. They'll tell you all of these unrealistic expectations, and they'll sell this to you to create as much hopium as possible. And to be quite honest, that's one of the biggest problems with crypto today, is the fact that anybody can have a voice. And while I think that that's a good thing, the problem with that is that there's so many people that don't really have a very good professional stand, where they aren't very good at trading, they aren't very good at investing, they're kind of just here and they have an account with lots of followers, and they'll show you these really outlandish price targets, and oftentimes this is going to end up wrecking the market. The average people that are watching these people are going to end up not taking any of their profits because they're going to have way too high of price targets, way too big of expectations, and because of that, it's going to cause them to actually lose far greater inside of this next bull run. What I've wanted to do with this channel, and what I've always been doing from the time I started this YouTube channel, has always been to inform you guys, make sure that we're all on the same page together. I don't ever consider myself some amazing analyst. I don't consider myself some prized trader. But what I can say is I know how to profit, and I apply those same strategies to my charts in a way that everybody can understand so that we can all profit together. Now, with XRP, we've basically been coiling in this same fractal market cycle since the beginning. This is what I've updated you guys with consistently over the last few months. It's been one of the biggest fractals that I've ever seen in all of cryptocurrency, and the fact that XRP is following this so closely makes me really optimistic that the same people that were buying it in the last cycle are continuing to be averaging in this cycle. Now, you guys have already known kind of the way that I've based my fractal analysis, and this is really what we do know. What we do know is that XRP likes to consolidate in these market cycle fractals. This has been something that's a pretty common known thing around the XRP community. I think that everybody's seen this fractal comparison. Whether I was one of the first people to share it, whether it was somebody else, it doesn't really matter. But what we can say is that this is what we know is what's happening. Now, we can see here that every time we have the cycle, we have this parabolic run, and then once we top out, we start this bear market retrace. The bear market is held underneath this descending resistance where we reject and fall lower from with every reaction to the descending trend line, right? And we've known this. We've known that this has been the pattern in the cycle. Now, what's interesting to me is just how close the cycles follow each other. And what we're doing today is analyzing exactly where we are in the current cycle, and we're going to figure out exactly when this next bull run has officially started. Has it officially started now? Do we still need a couple months? All of that is going to be covered in this video. So make sure you guys watch the entire episode so you don't miss out on anything that's going to be said here. This is a very important video that I want everybody to make sure that we're all on the same page together, because this is one of my biggest altcoin positions. I want the people that follow me to be able to see this so that we can all be on that same page of profitability. Now, the way that the cycles work, and it's not just XRP, it's literally anything. We have the parabolic run. Once we top out, we start the bear market retrace. The bear market, we make lower lows and lower highs. Every time we react to this descending resistance or this down trend, we fall lower. Now, what happens eventually, after the bearish momentum dies out, the bears can't keep pushing the price any lower. Eventually, you start to get this volume outbreak, and then price actually breaks outside of this downtrending resistance. And that's exactly what happened back in the last cycle. We get the same sort of breakout pattern. Prices break outside, and then we fall to one more new low. Now, this is something that happens consistently inside of crypto. And in fact, whenever you see a major breakout of a trend line, only to see prices fall back onto that trend, it's honestly one of the best buying opportunities that you're ever going to get, because everybody's too scared to buy it. They keep seeing that prices are just going down. They don't realize that this broke out of its downtrend and is now retesting that downtrend to support. And so everybody's too scared to buy it. But the thing is, guys, once this thing starts selling off, that's really the last buying opportunity that we're going to get. And the fact that it did sell off gives us a really good risk to reward ratio setup for accumulating at cheap prices. Now, this is what creates that spring-loaded effect, which starts the new cycle. The new cycle has a brand new 3 impulse waves, just the same as this one. 1, 2, 3. We have the same thing. 1, 2, and 3. And now this is what takes us to the current cycle, guys. Same thing. This is the same story I've been telling you. Overall, we have the exact same pattern. Descending resistance. We get rejected every time we hit this trend line and we fall lower. Finally, what happens? Volume catches up with price, and price breaks outside of this downtrending market. We have this downtrend, the whole bear market, prices break out, and then we fall to retest that descending resistance one more time as support. Now, we've done that a couple different times, maybe twice, 3 times. But the good news is, guys, we're still trending outside of that descending resistance. And so this takes us to the current cycle. Now, what we do know thus far is that XRP itself follows these market cycle fractals. We know that. We know that the last cycle is following this cycle, or we should say, we know that the current cycle is following the last cycle identically. There's very little difference at all. And so based off of the last cycle, we now know that this is very close to reversing. What the last point of the last cycle was before we ended up getting that new cycle was actually the breakout of this trend line, which took place right here. This is where we broke out of that trend line. We fell to one more new low, and then that's what started the new uptrend back up, right? What we've already seen is the exact same cycle. We had this descending resistance all the way through. We broke out right here. We fell to one more new low, and now what's coming next is the big impulse, right? We've already completed all of the different steps that we've been looking for inside of this cycle. And so for me, guys, this is why I'm so bullish. I truly believe that the bottom is in for XRP. Now, with me saying that, there is always a possibility that I could be wrong. Guys, I'm only human. I don't come up here and explain that I'm right every single time, because that's not the case. But what I can say is I have a lot of strength in saying that the bottom is in for XRP. We have this major sell volume that came in right over here. That took place almost the very bottom of this little sell-off before we actually started bouncing just recently over the last couple weeks. This type of sell-off is pretty customary towards the bottom of capitulation in a cycle. Now, what you generally tend to find happen in a bearish retrace of a market cycle, an entire market cycle, you'll have a lot of volume, and then towards the terminal end of the correction, you'll either see a massive amount of sell volume, much bigger than any of the previous volume. You might see a massive amount of buy volume, but what you want to see is good volume taking place at the end of a trend, right? And this is what we saw. We saw a significant amount of we saw a significant amount of sell volume, which tells me that most money has capitulated. Retail investors have capitulated. They've sold all their positions. They've taken the loss. XRP is already down about 95% from all-time high to its low. Yeah, so about 95% from the high to the low of the cycle. That's a big sell-off, guys. You can't really expect it to go much lower than that. Even if we drop down to 15 cents, that's not much of a that's not very big of a move back down compared to the total upside potential that we have. And so for me, guys, the fact that we're following so close to this early market cycle that took place inside of XRP in the last cycle leads me to believe that the bottom is in. Now, if we zoom into the last cycle, we're going to know exactly where I think that we're at in this current one. And this is the same analysis that I've had for the last couple months. And not much has changed. If you guys watch back to my last videos, you'll see that I've been pretty much identical with all of my analysis thus far. In my opinion, we're right here. We just broke out of the descending resistance, and we made the exact same pattern in both cycles. This little W pattern, rising wedge, whatever you want to call it, before we sell off and go to one more new low. And so for me, guys, I think that we're actually right here. I think that we're in the first little impulse before we actually start this new bearish trend. I think that this place right here, all of this consolidation that took place right here, was the same as what we just had. And if I zoom in here, you'll see exactly what I mean. It's the exact same cycle, guys. We make the same W pattern, the rising wedge, whatever you want to call it. We fall. This accumulation is roughly the same before we just had our final sell-off right here, and this is really the first leg up, right? That first impulse before we start going up higher in that trend. And it looks almost the exact same to me. The market cycle is almost 100% the same. And that's why I'm so bullish on this, is for the same exact reasons. This pattern here is the exact pattern is right here. We get the same accumulation. We get the W rising wedge. We fall to one more low, we chop around here for a bit, fall to one more final low, and that's what starts the uptrend. It's the exact same thing. W formation, rising wedge, fall to new low, consolidate sideways here, fall to one more final low, first impulse, and now this starts the new cycle. And so based off of my analysis, guys, this is me giving you guys the green light that this is bull season. I mean, a lot of people will watch this video and they'll immediately say that I am wrong. They'll say that I'm stupid for thinking this. They'll say, well, we're still in a confirmed downtrend. Why would you ever even say that we're bullish? And to be quite honest, I know that that sounds a little risky and it sounds dumb, but based off of market cycles, based off of what I'm seeing, based off of this fractal, this looks like one of the most bullish setups that we're seeing inside of cryptocurrency. And I actually think that the impulse is about to start very soon. This is me giving the green light to everybody that's on the fence about investing into XRP, anybody that's maybe taken some small positions, or somebody that's maybe fearful and is about to sell their positions and take a loss. This is me telling you guys that I'm very confident in saying that the new bull run has started. We're about to see some very major impulses taking place amongst the altcoins, amongst Bitcoin, amongst the entire market. And it's us getting applied right now, taking our bids right now, developing our trading plans that are going to make us the most amount of money. So based off of this analysis that I have for you in this video, what we know, that was rule number one that we were covering in this video. What do we know? Well, we know that XRP is following almost identically to the last cycle that we just had. Back in 2014 to 2017, we had the same sort of market cycle structure, and we know that XRP in the current cycle from 2018 to 2020 is following it almost identically. That's what we do know. Now, from current cycle, what's happening right now today, we know that we've already broken from this descending resistance, and now we've retested that descending resistance as support. We know that we've done that just like the last cycle, and so we have the first phase, phase number 1, which is the parabolic run, phase number 2, which is the downtrending market, and then we have phase number 3, which is the breakout of descending resistance, and then the retest of descending resistance as support, and then we have 4, which is the new parabolic run, or I guess you could say that could be 1 of the new cycle, right? And so if this is 1 of the new cycle, that puts us, let's go through here and draw it. This is 1. Remember, guys, this is 2. Remember, the breakout of descending resistance is 3. Breakout, descending resistance, retest descending resistance as support. And now that starts the brand new set of impulse waves as we go into this brand new cycle. And so based off of my analysis, guys, this is ready to fly. And I'm I'm repeating myself, and the last couple of videos have been me repeating myself a lot because I'm working my hardest to really instill that within you guys' minds that the new bull run has started. I really do believe this. I'm getting very excited looking at these charts. I've already told you guys that I'm all in with everything that I have, all cash. I am all into crypto right now. I have invested everything that I have. I'm continuing to invest any more that I get into crypto. And it's because of these reasons, guys, you just do not see this low level of prices very often. And if you jump on that opportunity, you maximize that opportunity, you yourself will make life-changing returns in this next cycle. Now, before we wrap up this video, let's talk about a couple more things here. Now, this is something I didn't mention inside of my analysis, but one other thing that we do know based off of the cycles is that for whatever reason, the cycles go in 2-year increments. Now, what I've noticed, and if we go over here and we actually take a look at the altcoin market cap, I think that this is an underlooked chart because one thing I've been bringing up to you guys is how I actually do strongly believe that Ethereum is following more closely to the altcoin market cap chart. But even if Ethereum's following it more closely, all of the other cryptos are still following this. Now, XRP is no exception for that. Now, what we see inside of XRP is we start to see a charting perspective at August of 2013. August of 2013 puts us right here. And so basically what we saw inside of XRP, or how long XRP's been around, XRP has been around for the 1 wave. So based off of Elliott wave theory, if we're analyzing the current altcoin market cycle, this was our 1 wave, this was our 3 wave, and now we're working on the final 5 wave impulse, and then that will complete our entire 1 wave cycle. This will be the finished first cycle of all of the altcoins, and this will be the first cycle ever to be completed inside of the altcoin market. Now, what we saw inside of XRP was we had an impulse, but we basically fully retraced that entire move. And so one thing that people are talking about is they're shilling you these really high price targets. And the problem with that, guys, it's not very realistic for XRP to hit over $100. It's not very realistic. Now, when I say unrealistic, let's talk about some of the unrealistic targets that I've been seeing on Twitter first. $589, anything over $100 to me is unrealistic. You're seeing $1,000 plus price targets for XRP. All of that stuff is just rubbish. It's not going to happen, in my opinion. I think that there is a possibility it could hit 100, but I highly doubt that. I really don't think that that's going to be super customary in this next cycle. It very easily can, but I think that that's really unlikely. Now, the reason for that, guys, is the fact that what we're about to see is a final 5-wave impulse. Now, the 5-wave itself can be as big as the 3, but generally it's usually about the same size as the 1. Now, with crypto being volatile, I think that this final 5-wave is going to get pretty parabolic, and it will rival similarly to what this 3-wave structure was like from back in 2016 to 2018. But with that being said, guys, we only have one more final 5 impulse wave move coming. Now, with XRP, we've already finished the 1, we've already finished the 3, and we only have one more big parabolic run coming. So this would have been the 1 wave, this would have been the 3 wave, and now we're working on one more final 5-wave impulse. Now, the final Now, a lot of people are getting these really high XRP price targets because they're literally layering over this previous cycle, and they're putting it right here, and they're showing it going up exactly the same as the last cycle did. That's not going to happen, and the reason for that is because this entire move that they're layering was the 3 wave. This entire 3-wave structure is what they're layering over. Now, the 5-wave itself isn't supposed to be as parabolic as the 3. It can, and that's a possibility, but it's not as likely that that's going to happen. And in fact, I think that this 5-wave is going to be a little bit smaller than the 3, but it will still be very parabolic nonetheless. And so I don't think that us layering over the previous cycle is very consistent with what's actually going to happen in this next move. And in fact, I think it's unlikely that we're going to see the same sort of price targets. And it's more likely that now that the market's already impulsed so high, we'll have another parabolic run that's not going to be as big as the last one, which is why I've given you guys really realistic price targets. Now, with XRP community, they will shill you really high targets and they'll expect you to believe them. I'm not somebody that believes in that. Maybe if you hold 10 or 15 years and XRP continues to be a top performing altcoin in that time, maybe you'll hit over $100. Maybe it'll hit $200, something like that. But in this next cycle, I just don't see it as likely. And so for me personally, this is me just trying to spread awareness. This is me telling you guys what I'm doing with my own trading plan, in hopes of just bringing overall the best analysis possible in a way that's easy to understand, in a way that's not me trying to just get something out of you. I'm not trying to just shill you crazy high price targets, because I want everybody to profit. And I know that if I shill you guys $100 price targets plus and it doesn't hit that, there's going to be many of you guys that have been watching this and are expecting it to hit this price. They don't sell anything. They see price go shortly below that, and then we start a brand new bearish cycle, and you didn't take any of your profits that you just made that entire bull run. And I'm not here to do that. I made the same mistakes in the last run as a lot of you guys that aren't following sound advice are going to do in this next cycle, and that's why I made this channel, was to be able to help mentor you guys through this, because I know that the way it works, I know how the human emotions will kind of trick your brain, and that's what I want to help you guys not make the same mistakes that I did last time. And so for me, guys, we're looking at the exact same pattern. Now, one thing I want to talk about real quickly is the fact that we reverse at the new year. For whatever reason, the new year is a time of reversals, so every one of these black lines is going to represent a reversal. Let's actually make this one red since it's a reversal. So we had a reversal here at the end of January. This was the top of our bullish cycle. That started our bear cycle. Now the bear cycles are 2 years, and the bull cycles are actually in 2-year increments too, because if we look at the total altcoin market cap, we're going to see exactly how the cycles work. So at the top of the first cycle would have been about right here. That's about the new year. Now we go through a 2-year bearish trend, so it would have been about right here that we see the reversal and our new bullish trend. So reversal at the new year, 2 years of bearish moves. Reversal at the new year, 2 years of bullish moves. 2 years of bullish moves puts us here. We'll make this one red since it was reversal. That puts us at the top of the next cycle. And now 2 years from that point puts us right here. And now we just started the next 2-year bull cycle, guys. We just started the next 2-year bull cycle. Every new year, in 2-year increments, the altcoin total market cap has a reversal. Now, what I told you guys previously in my analysis with XRP was that it goes through periods of 1-year bull runs and 2 years reversals. That's actually not the case, and in fact, we just don't have enough price history of XRP that shows us actually going from back in the last cycle. Really, all we have is from August of 2013. Now, with XRP itself, it seems to distance itself a little bit from the total market cap. Now, what I've noticed with XRP is the same reasons. The new year is a time of reversals. So we got our new year here back in 2015. 2 years from that point would have put us at 2017. Which would have been right here. That's when we get our bullish cycle reversal. And now we go into another year-long parabolic run. Now, our year-long parabolic run tops us in 2018, and then that's what starts our new 2-year bearish trend. So 2 years from that point puts us at the first of 2020, and then that's when I've been telling you guys that I'm expecting to see a reversal. And it's really interesting to me because that was the exact same point that we started actually impulsing from our lowest point that we saw inside of the capitulation event in that cycle, right? And this is what I've been updating you guys on. I've told you guys that I was expecting a reversal at the new year because of these cyclical time frames and how they work inside of XRP. Now, they work inside of XRP in 2-year bear cycles, 1-year bull cycles. So who knows? Maybe we see a 1-year bull cycle in XRP. Maybe it's a little bit longer, closer to a 2-year cycle. I personally think that we might lean towards closer of a 2-year cycle where the market's going to be consistently uptrending in that time. Now, the reason we follow these cyclical time frames is for the same reason that the altcoin market cap does it. For whatever reason, the new year is a strong time of reversals. I have no idea why that's the case. Maybe it's because of tax season. I have no idea. But what we do know is that this is a chartable event that happens, and it's very consistent with the way that it happens. We can see that almost the exact top of this cycle, we had a 2-year bear market. The exact point where we reverse is the new year, 2 years later. Now, 2 years from that point, we have a massive uptrend, and exactly on the dot, 2 years from that point, we get the top of our bull cycle, and then we start a brand new bear cycle. And just like clockwork, guys, the 2-year cycle was completed the new year of 2020, and that was the exact point that we started to actually go back up in this new trend. And so for me, guys, this is the biggest reason why I'm bullish. It doesn't really matter which altcoin you're in. They're all going to perform well, but it's these coins that I tell you guys about that I'm personally more confident about. These are the ones that I've invested more money into, and the ones that I actually have a stronger confidence in them playing out. And so really, guys, this is the video I had for you. I want to talk to you guys about how the cycles are lining up, how exact the market cycles are correlated. Not only that, but we dove into where we're at in the current cycle and why I think that we're actually at the exact bottom here, and we're about to start uptrending in this new cycle. Now, one final thing to wrap up this video is really just what I want to share with you guys about really kind of what needs to happen on a shorter time frame before we can start the new bullish trend. So let's go through here and delete all of this stuff so it's easier to see. So what we saw here at the new year was our first impulses from that point. Now, if we dive into a shorter time frame, we're going to see the XRP looks to me like it's just kind of building momentum nonetheless. That's what I've been telling you guys on Twitter. This to me just looks like we're basically just building this parabolic trend, and it's getting more parabolic the more that we kind of consolidate and build momentum off of this trend. And we can see that we just barely retested that. We got a big impulse after our retest, fell back on, and we're just continuing to impulse. And so for me, guys, this looks like early accumulation, like we're about to start breaking out very soon. I think that it's going to happen really quick with Bitcoin doing the same thing. Now, this is kind of the same thing I updated you guys with in the last video. Now, for me, first and foremost, what needs to happen is we have this big resistance. We have a few big resistance levels. We kind of have one right here, and this is the biggest one for me right now. This is the one that we have to clear. We're trending below this, and as long as we're trending below this support level at about 25 cents, to me, this is bearish. Now, I think that we're actually going to start the first impulses to actually break back above this level, and I think that we very easily could hit upwards of about right here, which would be about 30 cents. I think in this next impulse, we very easily could hit this 30-cent mark. We impulse up to here. That's when we kind of fall back down. We retest this 25, 26 cent mark before we actually continue to make further continuation in the cycle. Now, for me, guys, if we are able to actually come back upwards of 30 cents and fall back onto this support level at 25 cents, I'm going to be doing everything that I can to average into another position in XRP. This would probably be me averaging into margin longs with with really small exposure to leverage, maybe 1 to 3x leverage. And this would be me scaling into some low leverage longs. And I would actually plan to ride those out for a significant amount of time, probably to at least about 60 to 70 cents. And so for me, guys, this is what I'm watching out for. The thing about XRP is we are still in a confirmed downtrend. Even if the fractal looks almost identical, which it does, and I strongly believe that the bottom is in, we're still in a confirmed downtrend. And what we have to have happen before we can see massive parabolic gains and more upside is we have to make a higher high. And so for me, guys, the strongest resistance we have is here at about 25 cents. We can see that this was roughly the support of the entire bear market. When we actually sold through support at 30 cents, this is the support level that we held at for a little while. And so with us getting back so close to that same resistance, we really need to break up and out and hit close upwards about 30 cents, and then we need to fall back onto the support level and hold support at 25 cents. Whether we hit 30 cents or not, the most important aspect to this entire trading plan is that we have to hold support above 25 cents. As long as we're above that level, I think that we're a confirmed bull run and the trend has fully reversed. Now for me, the short-term bear trend was reversed. We fell back onto trending support. This descending resistance is now acting as support. I think that this is the early stages of that breakout coming, and that's why I wanted to make the video today. I wanted to make sure that we were all on the exact same pages together as a whole, as a community here at D.I.Y Investing. I really appreciate all of you guys so much. You've really changed my life in a number of different ways. Me having this sense of purpose that I can dedicate time towards making videos every day for you guys, and posting on my Discord, posting on Twitter, everywhere, all of my social media. It really is inspiring to me that so many of you guys look up to me, so many people care to see this analysis, analysis because this is what I love to do. I do this every single day, even on my days off. My days off are me consistently looking at charts because this is really what I'm passionate about doing. I'm so excited seeing all the profit potential. I'm so excited seeing so many amazing people inside of my Discord server just congregating, sharing positive advice, sharing their own analysis and perspectives, and it really just makes me happy to be here, to be able to put this on for you guys, because at the end of the day, all I've wanted this to be was a place where everybody could grow, communicate, and learn together. I want us all to make money. That's the end goal here at D.I.Y. My overall motto has always been to help assist other people in obtaining financial freedom for themselves, because I know just how important it is to have enough money that you can pursue your own passions, to have enough money where you don't have to worry about how your next paycheck's coming in. It's really important, and it's something that's oftentimes overlooked in society. I know that a lot of people are struggling with poverty, and a lot of people look for crypto as a way out. That's what I did. I personally wasn't in poverty. I come from a good family, but it's because of me coming from a good family that I'm in the position that I am to actually be able to mentor other people in obtaining this for themselves. And so for that, I'm just thankful that you guys are all here, a part of the team. I'm thankful to have you guys a part of this team, and I'm ready to make insane, life-changing amounts of money with you guys. So anyways, this is the video I had for you. If you guys found this video helpful, always remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more updates in the future. Click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates like the one provided for you here. If you guys want access to my video course, 20 educational videos that teach you all the same strategies I use to profit, or if you want to follow my personal portfolio management, you want to follow my midterm, short-term, and long-term investments and trades that I take, make sure you guys hit me up on Discord by joining the invitation link in the description of this video. Now, after that, you guys can message me on Discord. You guys can also get a hold of me through email and a number of other social media. All of those are going to be linked in the description of this video. So if you want to get a hold of me, make sure you guys just do that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for the support. I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.